Videos on Juno, more Juno news and updates. As most of you know, Juno is still in stealth mode out in New York City. Uno's more for the drivers, getting better rates, 10%. You can get shares in their company, 24-hour support. Also, they'll be able to block riders, just like Lyft. You can, if you give them a 3 stars or less, you can block that rider, so they'll never ride with you again. Juno is targeting the elite drivers, 4.7 or higher, with good ratings. They basically want the best drivers from Uber and Lyft. Like there's like a 6-month waiting list, so I'm not sure if that's just New York. They didn't really say where it is. So this is from Talmon Marco. He says, what matters the most is the fact that the heart of Juno is the belief that it's time for a ride-sharing service that treated drivers right. It's time for an ethical, social, responsible ride-sharing service, and that's what we are doing. From Talmon Marco, it's the overall attitude towards drivers, he added. It's the respect and transparency in the way the company deals with drivers who are also owners. This is a really good quote. He says, Marco also continued, what are Uber drivers going to get when these services go public? Zero. What are drivers going to get when self-driving cars come? They get deactivated. As a Juno shareholder, Marco said, the drivers get to own a piece of each and every car out there. So yeah, there's so yeah, he's starting to build a good base of just great incentives to drive for Juno. He wants the best. He wants the best, the elite of Uber and Lyft and the other ride sharing services out there. So yeah, you guys watch my other videos if you want to learn how to become a really great driver, become the best. I mean that makes sense. I mean, you want to work for a company that treats you right. There's bonuses or incentives, there's stocks, shares in the company. Which is, this is in the corporate world, shares of a company is huge. So you guys can look into that. Saying drivers who sign up for Juno is purely word of mouth. But just because drivers may be on board does not mean passengers will follow. While he wouldn't go into detail, Marco says there will be a few incentives for customers to try the service. This is kind of true. My good buddy of mine, he lays tile, and I asked him one day a little while back, it's like, do you guys have a website or TV ad, commercial? How do you promote your business? He's like, it's just word of mouth, and he's a professional tile layer, and they don't need to, everyone, it's all by recommendation, word of mouth. That's how he keeps employed full time. He does really good business. He tiles for hotels, restaurants. They basically have a really good name for themselves, and that's key. They don't have to go out and try look for work. Work's coming looking for them. That's kind of what Juno's philosophy is. You're not looking for work. The work's coming to you. So if you're an elite driver, you won't have issues with that. Anyone who can sell a company for like 90 million, they you pretty much know what you're doing. You know about business. You have, this Talmon Marco sounds like he's got more like street smarts. He's going into the trenches. He's learning about driver habits, passenger habits. He's interviewing driver. He's doing as much homework as he can to launch this Juno service, and he's just going to do really well. I mean, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this Juno because of, why I'm promoting Juno. This is my 3rd video on Juno. I mean, it's something new. It's positive. It's positive for the driver community. It's, you got choices with Juno. Watch my other videos. It's not an arcade city kind of thing. You're gonna get rewarded. I mean, if you're a really good driver right now, stay a good driver. If you eventually want to work for Juno, well, this is kind of a heads up. Like, hey, this Juno sounds great. I got a 4.6 star driver rating. What can I do to increase my ratings? Well, there's tons of videos out there. There's tons of great videos out there on footage on how to become a great driver. I'm not sure if I got my top 10 driver pro tips, I call them, how to become a real pro driver. I mean, Bluetooth, that's my pro tip. Pro tip number, I mean, this, I can drive with this thing and I can talk to the passenger. I can keep my eye on the road. It gives me turn by turn. I don't have to look down at my GPS. I don't need to miss turns. I missed a few turns in my life. So another pro tip, business cards, for Uber and Lyft, promote your promo code, phone mount. There's a lot of tips. Driving is not as easy as it seems, folks. I mean, if you have to be, you got to drive when you're happy and positive. You don't want to drive when you're tired and this crabby mood, and but so you want to make each trip positive and happy, and if you're not in that mood, then don't drive. Take a break.